Peace for Ukraine, Ukraine.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
There are trillions of fish that we eat every year. We're actually killing the ocean, which is a huge mistake because a tremendous amount of the oxygen that we breathe comes from the ocean, more than the rainforests.
How to Eat Right and Save the Planet. A plant-based survival guide for you and your family by Bill Tara. Vegan, part 1 of 2. Continue watching to find out more.
Vegan, because animal people are our benefactors.
Animal liberation now!
Animal liberation now!
Animal liberation now!
Animal liberation now! Animal liberation now!
We are defined by how we treat the most vulnerable amongst us. The time has come for us to redefine our values so that we are truly living with compassion.
The next time you wish to greet someone, try Kuzu Zangpola, that's hello in Zonka, one of the languages spoken by the Aboriginal Laop or Doya people of southwestern Bhutan. Loving viewers, I'm Dechen. The kind-hearted Laop people thank you for choosing the caring vegan lifestyle. May Buddhas bless you. Welcome to How to Eat Right and Save the Planet, a plant-based survival guide for you and your family by Bill Tara, Vegan, part 1 of 2. American health coach, consultant, writer, and chef Bill Tara, Vegan, has actively advocated natural healthcare since 1967. Mr. Tara is a co-founder of Marco Vegan and has been influential in promoting organic and natural foods in both America and Europe. In 2020, his book, How to Eat Right and Save the Planet, was released. It informs readers how the consumption of animal people meat is the main source of a vast number of illnesses and has given rise to a cruel industry that kills more than 80 billion land-animal individuals annually. Today, we have the privilege of inviting Bill Tara to share his research with us.
I discovered Chinese and Japanese medicine in the 1960s, and I had some health problems. Although I didn't really change my eating for health reasons, I changed them because I was interested in the philosophy. But I found that my health problems cleared up very dramatically, which was great. But my doctors said that it was just completely coincidental, the relationship between me curing myself of a very extreme case of stomach ulcers and duodenal ulcers. I was only in my 20s at the time. That made me very curious about what was going on because their testing actually proved that the ulcers had all gone and I was feeling great and my energy was better, everything. And so I studied with a Japanese gentleman by the name of Michio Kushi early on in the mid-1960s. And then I went on to start doing educational work eventually. I had a large center in London called the Community Health Foundation, which was really the first big multidimensional alternative health center in Europe. During that period of time, I started doing health counseling with people and just helping them change their diet. I've never put myself forward as a doctor, and I'm not, but just simple life change habits, and was very, very impressed by the results that I was getting.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws.
Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting, no more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
Mr. Tara continued to serve as a consultant, setting up health projects in Spain, Portugal, and other countries across Europe. He teaches alongside his wife, Marlene Watson Tara, vegan, a plant-based nutrition expert.
My wife has been doing it for the last 40 years, and she's pretty much been a vegan since she was in her 20s. But I was having fish, and then I made a reassessment 13 years ago and started eating a completely vegan diet. In the way that we approach veganism, there are always a number of different criteria, and one of them, which is the easiest one actually, is the environmental impact of the food that we eat. And the ocean is one of the most polluted locations on Earth. And people ignore the fact that the fishing industry and the commercial farming industry, particularly dairy industry and cattle industry, are responsible for the greatest percentage of that pollution. We're pulling all the fish out of the sea. There are trillions of fish that we eat every year. So when people talk about the 80 billion or so land animals that we kill every year, the number of fish is astronomical and compared with that. And so we're actually killing the ocean, which is a huge mistake because a tremendous amount of the oxygen that we breathe comes from the ocean, more than the rainforest.
Meat not just burns your world, it burns your inner organs. Save your life. Be vegan, man.
In terms of nutrition, fish is a very poor choice, particularly the fish that people are most drawn to are predator fish like salmon and cod and fish like that. These are carnivores. These are apex predators. And the cholesterol and fat content in those fish is extraordinarily high. So people are oftentimes fooling themselves and thinking they're eating a really healthy diet because they're eating fish rather than having meat, but actually no. And also, fish is very polluted. You don't get healthy fish coming out of the ocean as the way that it is now. My family, on my father's side, were commercial fishermen. And they saw the change in the actual quality of the fish as early as the 1960s. I can remember my grandfather telling me, "Oh, these fish aren't the same anymore. You know, we're getting more fish that have tumors on them," and they were fishing in fairly deep water. You know, but they were saying, "Oh, these fish oftentimes have tumors. They appear ill. You know, they're dying quickly. Every once in a while, we find them floating on the surface with no apparent cause." So it's just not a healthy choice to make.
Vegan, your visa for hell is indefinitely expired.
Conscientious viewers, let's pray that all people swiftly adopt the vegan lifestyle. We'll be right back here on Supreme Master Television.
Russia, go home, now.
Welcome back to How to Eat Right and Save the Planet, a plant-based survival guide for you and your family by Bill Tara, Vegan, Part 1 of 2. Mr. Tara explains some of the reasons that we should not consume animal people.
Killing any animal, of course, from a vegan point of view, is not a good idea. But eating animals that have been bred in the way that fish farms breed animals is tragic. I mean, if you've ever seen a salmon farm, and almost all salmon now comes from fish farms. It's very difficult if a person wanted to eat wild salmon. It just doesn't exist. In fact, I'm very suspicious of some of the things that are labeled wild salmon in the supermarkets. I don't know. How big is the tank for it to be wild? It's just a poor choice. And I think that for vegans, we have to cut the thread. You know, I mean, much of the reason why people find it difficult to stop eating animal-sourced food is not really nutritional. When you look at the nutrition, the case is clear. It's emotional and it's cultural. We've been taught it since we were children, just like we've been taught that if you don't drink milk, your bones will disintegrate. You know, when actually it's the exact opposite.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Wallis and Futuna is one of them. Wallis and Futuna Penal Code. The unnecessary serious maltreatment towards any domestic, tame, or captive animal person is punishable by 2 years imprisonment and a fine of 30,000 euros.
Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting. No more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
Mr. Tara explains that our food choices are at the root of our world's most critical problems.
When you talk about food, you're talking about life. This is a very simple equation. Without food, we're dead. Physical life is dependent on food. And it is the most important ecological issue that there is, what's happening with the food chain. And it's the human food chain that really has created so many crises in civilization at this time. In the book, what I've done is I've tried to follow the thread through and look at not only the ethical and moral aspect of our use of animals, but also the social impact of that, and the economic impact of that, and the environmental impact of that. And so much percolates out of our food choices. Every time that we choose a food, we're supporting a particular industry. And it's becoming more and more crucial that we support the right movements in terms of the economics of food. The food industry in worldwide right now is controlled by just a small handful of companies. I mean, there's only 6 or 7 companies that control all food. And it's going to be very, very difficult for that chain to be broken or to be transformed significantly unless people change the habits of what they buy. So it's our purchase power. And this is particularly important, I think, in terms of environmental considerations. And when it comes down to what kind of personal decisions people make, it oftentimes get reduced down to things like recycle your garbage and reuse your clothes. They're important, but every day we're eating, right? We're not buying clothes every day. You know, we're not using the disposables every day. What we're doing every day is we're breathing and eating and drinking. And if we don't get control over that, which is at the bottom, is the foundation of everything, we're sunk.
Ignore those who keep telling you to be vegan. Your blood-dripping mouth looks cool to Dracula.
We thank Bill Tara for sharing this life-saving information and look forward to presenting more of his work next week. For more information on how to eat right and save the planet, please visit macrovegan.org/how to eat right, save the planet.
Dairy is scary. Milk and other dairy products are the top source of saturated fat in the American diet, contributing to heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and Alzheimer's disease. Studies have also linked dairy to an increased risk of breast, ovarian, and prostate cancers. Dr. Neil Bernard, MD, vegan.
Wise viewers, thank you for your company today. Join us again on Saturday, September 23rd for How to Eat Right and Save the Planet, a plant-based survival guide for you and your family by Bill Tara, vegan, part 2 of 2. Coming up next is Sweat It Out, Unlocking the Secrets of the Sauna for Improved Health, here on Supreme Master Television. May heaven shower you with an abundance of joy every day.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, hell not reach.
Russia, leave Ukraine or you reign now. Peace be with you too.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/UL.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/UL.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule и suprememastertv.com/UL.
Манай нэвтрүүлгүүд олон хэлээр гардаг зочлог хаяг suprememastertv.com/schedule болон suprememastertv.com/UL